y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Marissa and this is Rissa's Blessed Life. I'm so glad that you guys are here for today's video because I am canning chicken. Chicken is one of my favorite things to can because it is so easy to just grab a jar of chicken off the shelf and quickly make whatever meal you're wanting to make for the evening. I've only been canning. This is my second year canning. And canning meats has really become one of my favorite things. I'm going to show you at the end of the video just how easy and how quick it is to put a meal together with jarred home canned chicken. Now, you can buy canned chicken from the grocery store, but it is nowhere near as tasty as this is. So right now, that box of chicken that you just saw, we got it from Troyer's Market in Limestone, Tennessee. Every once in a while, they'll have deals on different things. And this particular week, it was a 40-pound box of chicken. I think it was $88, I want to say. I can't remember. This is the second time this summer that we have purchased this chicken. The first time we did 80 pounds. And my husband and I canned all 80 pounds of chicken. And then this batch, this 40-pound box, actually belongs to my son and my daughter-in-law. They asked me if I would can it, if they got it. Sure, because it's so easy to have this on hand. Anyway, I am just cutting my chicken into chunks and putting them in jars. Simple as that. You don't have to add anything else to it. You can just can it, put a lid on it and can it as is, or you can do like I'm going to do it and add a little bit of seasoning to it. You also don't need to add any liquid to this because it will render its own juices, and that's, chicken broth that you'll have when you open the jar. So right now I'm just going to get busy with cutting all of this up, getting it into my jars. I can't remember how many pint jars I got. I like to do meat in pint jars because most of the time it's just me and my husband now eating. Sometimes my daughter will be here. And if I'm fixing dinner for my big family on a Sunday afternoon, I can just grab 2 jars. But I run out of pint jars on this evening, and I did have to put some in some quart-sized jars. It's okay, no problem, same process as far as putting it together, but it will be different process times. Pint-sized jars, you process for 75 minutes. Quart-sized jars, you process for 90 minutes. So, yeah, I'm just going to continue cutting up this chicken and getting it in the jars. Oh, and also, you'll see me cutting some chunks off of this chicken and kind of putting it off to a side. I have a bucket on the other side of me that I am tossing all of these scrap pieces in. I don't like the skin pieces and the tendon pieces, and I'm very particular about my chicken. I just want the meat. I don't want any kind of foreign substance in it. Of course, I know that it's the chicken. It's not foreign, but I think you know what I mean. So all of those things will go in a bucket, and I will freeze it, and then I will use it when I make some chicken broth later on. So now I'm getting all of the seasoning into my jars. Like I said, you don't have to add anything to this. You can just pop a lid on it and put it in your canner. But I do add salt. This is canning salt, and I'm adding a half a teaspoon to the quarts and a fourth of a teaspoon to the pints. And there are a couple of half pints there. And I add an eighth of a teaspoon of the canning salt. And then to the majority of these, I am adding some of the chicken bouillon powder, just however much you want to add to it, not too much because you don't want it to be too salty. And then to, I think it's 4 jars, I added some Creole seasoning and some red pepper flakes. My son wanted a few spicy ones, and so that's what I used. He hasn't tasted it yet to tell me if it's too spicy or not spicy enough. I don't want it spicy myself, so I'm waiting on him to tell me what he thinks. So that's what I do with the spicy ones, and then it's just a matter of wiping off the rims, getting your lids on, and then processing them. Now, in the canning process itself, I don't know what happened. I don't have any footage of that. I don't know if I lost it or what, but I do double stack my pints. I think I get 20 jars in at one time, 20 pint jars. And then you want to follow your canner's instructions. With my canner, I add 3 quarts of water to the bottom, fill up 10 jars on the bottom, put in my little divider thing, 10 jars on top, close it up. You want to let it come to pressure, well, start steaming out. When it comes to a full steam, that's 10 minutes, and then you put your jiggler on. And for me, I do 11 pounds because of my elevation. You just need to kind of look and see what yours is and follow the guidelines for your elevation. And then you want to process pints for 75 minutes and quarts for 90 minutes. Once your 90 minutes are up, you want to turn your stove off and then just let it sit there until it gets back down to 0 pressure, and that little tab in the back or in the front, wherever you have it, drops back down. And then even at that point, I just crack mine open and wait another 10 minutes, take the lid off, wait another 10 minutes, and then pull everything out, because if you don't, it will siphon. I know from experience. So be patient and do it the right way, and you'll get good product out of it. But also remember not to tighten your rings too tight. You want to do finger tight, because again, you don't want to have any kind of accidents in your canner. And then this is the finished product. It is still bubbling. The quartz, it took me 2 sessions to get this done, and so the quartz are still bubbling because I just brought those out. This is also called ugly chicken, and I think you can look at it and see why. It's not very pretty to look at in the jar, but it tastes so good, and it's so easy to use in recipes, and I'm going to share that with you next. This first recipe I'm going to share with you is just a simple chicken noodle soup. It is actually my husband's favorite soup that I make, and he gets really excited when I tell him I'm going to fix this. He likes his with grilled cheese, but I personally like mine with crackers or bread, and you'll see here in a minute what I use on this evening. But first thing you got to do, just get all your ingredients together. I have a home canned jar of chicken broth, my chicken that I canned. In this recipe on this night, I'm actually using a can of cream of chicken soup as well. You don't have to use that. I like it. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a creamier taste, but you do not have to have that. It can easily be a 3-ingredient chicken soup. So I've got my chicken broth, my canned chicken, and then a packet of Knorr chicken flavored pasta. And that really is what makes this so easy. So I'm going to put my chicken broth in the bottom of the pan or the pot, and then this is where I'm going to add my cream of chicken, and I'm just going to kind of mix it up to smooth it out a little bit. Again, you don't have to have this if you don't want it. So I'm going to add my cream of chicken, whisk it in there a little bit to get it smoothed out, and then I'm going to pour juice and all of the canned chicken into the pot, and I'm going to use my wooden spoon to kind of shred it up a little bit. You remember I just cut it up in chunks, so for this recipe I do want it finely chopped, so that's what I'm using with my wooden spoon. And then I'm going to go ahead and add that packet of Knorr pasta, and then you just bring this up to a boil, turn it down to simmer, and let it simmer until your noodles are ready, and it's done. Simple, easy, and delicious.
May the mind of Christ, my Savior, live in me from day to day. By His blood and power controlling all I do and say. And may the Word of God dwell richly in my life from hour to hour, so that all may see I triumph only through His power. And may the peace of God my Father rule my life in everything, that I may become to comfort the sick and sorrowing. And may the love of Jesus fill me as the waters fill the sea, Him exalting and self-abasing.
This is the bread that I'm using on this evening. I found these Sister Schubert sourdough mini baguettes at the grocery store. I'd never seen them before, so I wanted to try them, and I thought that this soup would be perfect, and they were really, really good. So if you like a crusty, hard crusty bread with your soup, these were perfect. They were frozen. I stuck them in the oven at 375 for about 10 to 15 minutes, basically until it's the brownness that you like. And then this was really good to dip into the soup.
May His beauty rest upon me as I seek the lost to win, and may they forget the channel, seeing only Him.
So here I am just dishing out some in a bowl for myself. My husband had already had, I think, maybe 2 or 3 helpings by this point, and so I'm really glad that he likes it. Chicken noodle soup, you can't go wrong with chicken noodle. It was really, really delicious. Okay, y'all, I'm going to share this next recipe with you, but I can't tell you how many times I have stopped and restarted this part of the video because my daughter is in here messing me up. That's me. So, the last dinner that I am going to make is chicken salad. It is super easy, super quick, and super good. All I'm going to do is drain the juice out of my jar, and I'm like I did with the soup, I'm going to use my wooden spoon to kind of break up the chunks of chicken and get those in my bowl. This chicken salad was probably, in my catering days, probably one of my top 3 most requested dishes to make. This is my fall recipe, but I think the majority of the time I made my summer recipe when it was requested. And then the only difference with this is I'm using cranberries and pecans. And then with the summer recipe, I used grapes and almonds. But Chicken salad is kind of like pasta salad. You can make it your own. You can add to it whatever you think tastes good. Take away what you don't like. That, if I'm using something you don't like, if you don't like celery, don't put celery in there. But you can make it your own. I'm just showing you how I make it. And so I get all of my chicken shredded up and in the bowl. I'm going to chop one stalk of celery. It was a pretty big stalk, so I'm just using one. And if I didn't mention, my chicken is from a pint jar. So 1 pint of chicken, one large celery stalk chopped up. I am going to add salt and pepper. You don't need a lot of salt because I added salt to the chicken when I was canning it. So I do add a little bit here, but it's literally just a tiny little pinch. And then I'm going to add that I get that bag of cranberries and pecans from Sam's, and so I just had a little bit left in that bag. I'm adding that to the bowl, and then your mayonnaise, and then that's it. You add as much mayonnaise as you want. If you like it a little on the drier side, don't add a whole lot of mayonnaise. If you like it super, super creamy, add a little extra mayonnaise. You make it to your preference and how you and your family like to eat it. Now, our favorite way to eat this is on those croissants that you get from the bakery department at Sam's. We love those, but you can also use a loaf of bread or sourdough bread, whatever you like. Toast it up if you want. Eat it on a hamburger bun. You can even eat it on a hot dog bun if you like. But we are choosing to eat it with crackers. My daughter-in-law eats it with saltine crackers. But tonight, on this evening, we were eating it with Ritz crackers. And that's just, you can make this as a meal or you can make it as an appetizer. It can be a finger food if you're having a bunch of finger foods. Super, super versatile and super quick and super easy. It's very, very, very quick if you already have your canned chicken on hand. Now, if you don't want to have, if you're not into canning and you don't like that sort of thing, you could do this. You can roast a bunch of chicken breast, shred up the meat and freeze it, or you can just get you a rotisserie chicken and shred that chicken up. Or if you like canned chicken from the grocery store, you can use that as well. The canned chicken from the grocery store is not nearly as good as the home canned chicken, but if that's what you like, that's fine too. So we're just going to mix all of this up, get it good and incorporated together, and then that's it. You can chill it if you want to or eat it right away. It's good either way. So if you guys try either of these recipes, let me know what you think. If you haven't canned chicken or any kind of meat before, but you do can, I encourage you to give this a try. You do need to pressure can it. It's not something that you can water bath can. But listen, this is one of my favorite things to have on the shelf. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you like cooking videos, cleaning videos, grocery hauls, an occasional vlog video here and there, that's kind of what, not kind of, it is what my channel consists of. And so if you like that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you will know when I upload. I hope that you guys are having a great week. I hope that your evening is wonderful. Hope that tomorrow when you're going to work, you guys have a great day. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.